Little Red Riding Hood by Jonathan Langley. Once upon a time, on the edge of a big wood, there lived a little girl called Little Red Riding Hood. Her real name was Brenda, but she was always known as Little Red Riding Hood because this is what her mother called her when she was a baby. Brenda used to wear a red bonnet when she went for a ride in her pram, and she still wears it now. One day, Little Red Riding Hood was playing out in the sunshine when her mother called her. "I want you to go over to Grandma's house with some groceries. Grandma's not very well and she hasn't been able to get out to the shops." "Do I have to?" said Little Red Riding Hood with a glum face. "Yes, you do," said Mum. "Now go and wash your face." Mum packed the groceries into a basket while Little Red Riding Hood was doing as she was told. When the basket was ready, Mum looked at Little Red Riding Hood very seriously. "Now, I want you to be very sensible," she said. "Go straight through the wood to Grandma's house. Don't mess about. Stay on the path and don't talk to any strangers." She kissed Little Red Riding Hood on top of the head, handed her basket of groceries and pushed her out of the door. Little Red Riding Hood scowled and stomped off down the path into the dark wood. Little Red Riding Hood hadn't been walking very far when she heard a rustling in the trees. Then she heard a deep, silky voice calling, little girl, can you spare a minute?" Little Red Riding Hood was curious and strayed off the path to see where the voice was coming from. It seemed to come from the dark shadows behind the trees. There was a funny smell of old dogs, and for a moment she thought she saw a tall, woolly figure. She remembered what her mum had said, but the voice was quite friendly. "What do you want?" said Little Red Riding Hood boldly. "Where are you going, little girl?" said the voice. "I'm going to my Grandma's house. She's not very well, and I'm taking her some groceries," said Little Red Riding Hood. "How kind," said the voice. "What a good girl you must be. And where does your poor grandmother live?" Little Red Riding Hood smiled angelically and replied in her sweetest voice, "She lives at the far side of the wood next to the pond." "What a pleasant place to live," said the soft voice. "But you mustn't keep the old lady waiting. Off you go, dear." Little Red Riding Hood waved and continued on to Grandmother's house. When Little Red Riding Hood was out of sight, the tall woolly figure stepped out of the shadows and smiled, a big, sharp, tough smile. The silky voice belonged to a wolf. He was hungry and wanted to eat Little Red Riding Hood. But he was also clever. He was too near the little girl's house, and her mother might hear her scream. If she took a shortcut through the trees, he thought he could arrive at Grandma's house before Little Red Riding Hood, and then he could eat the tasty little girl and her fat old grandmother licking his lips. He raced off into the dark wood. When the wolf reached Grandma's house, he sneaked around the back and peeked through the kitchen window. Grandma was making a pot of tea. The wolf lifted the latch silently and tiptoed in when Grandmother's back was turned. Then, before Grandma could shout, "Tea!" bang! The greedy wolf swallowed her whole. Yum, yum," said the wolf. Then he hurried into Grandma's bedroom and searched her drawers until he found a big pink nightgown and a frilly nightcap. Quickly, the wolf dressed himself in Grandma's clothes and leapt into the bed just as he heard Little Red Riding Hood approaching the house. "Grandma, where are you?" shouted Little Red Riding Hood. "I'm in bed, child," called the wolf on his best old lady voice. "Come right in, the door's not locked." Little Red Riding Hood opened the back door and stepped into the kitchen. There was a funny smell that was different from Grandma's smell, and the teapot lay broken on the floor. "Grandma, are you all right?" called Little Red Riding Hood. "Yes, dear, I'm not feeling myself today, so I decided to go back into bed. Do come in and see me." It was dark in Grandma's room because the curtains were drawn. Little Red Riding Hood was still holding on the basket of groceries, stood beside the bed. How strange, she thought. Where was that funny smell of old dogs again? She looked at the figure under the great hip of the bedclothes and frowned. "Grandma, are you sure you're all right?" said Little Red Riding Hood. "Of course, my child. I'm just a bit under the weather," said the wolf. Little Red Riding Hood thought that Grandma's voice sounded strange, but she did have a bad cold. Then she noticed Grandma's ears. "Grandma, what big ears you have!" "Oh, the better to hear you with, my dear," said the wolf. Then Little Red Riding Hood noticed Grandma's gleaming eyes. "Grandma, what big eyes you have!" "Oh, the better to see you with, my dear," said the wolf. Then, as Little Red Riding Hood's eyes became accustomed to the dim light, she noticed Grandma's pointed nose and shining teeth. "Grandma, what big teeth you have!" At this, the wolf leapt up and growled, "All the better to eat you with, my dear." The wolf's jaws were all round her, but as quick as a flash, Little Red Riding Hood swung the shopping basket and hit the wolf squarely on the nose. He yelped and fell back. At the moment, the door burst open, and there stood Mum with Grandma's frying pan in her hand. She lifted it high above her head, and then she brought it down with a clang on the wicked wolf's head. He did not move again. Little Red Riding Hood ran to her mother, who hugged her tight. "Mum, why are you here?" she said. "I had a funny feeling in my bones," said Mum. "So I decided to come and see how Grandma was for my Where is she?" There was a muffled cry from where the wolf was lying, and something was moving in the wolf's tummy. "Quick, Little Red Riding Hood, get the scissors," said Mum. With a snip, 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 Mum cut open the wolf's tummy and spilled out an angry Granny. She was shaken, but luckily not harmed in any way. "I'm going to teach that wolf a lesson," said Grandma. "Fetch me my sewing basket." Little Red Riding Hood. Grandma worked quickly from under the kitchen sink. She pulled a sack of onions. She stuffed it all into their wolf's tummy. Then, with her best embroidery stitches, sewed up the woolly beast's tummy. Then Grandma, Mum, and Little Red Riding Hood together rolled the sleeping wolf across the floor and out of the door. Grandma slammed the door shut. "Put the kettle on, Little Red Riding Hood. What we need now is a cup of tea," said Grandma, who was feeling much better. When the wolf woke up, he felt terrible. His head was hurt and his tummy felt as though it was on fire. "Whew," he said to himself. "I'll never eat another Grandma He never did, and he never talked to stranger girls again.